Hey gang, welcome to another session of Yoga for Lifters. We're going to be focusing on leg day. So my top tips for you, the first one is to breathe. The muscles they should be quite exhausted by now, so we just want to get a nice oxygen flow going through them. Listen to the body, it's very important to do that. Pause and reflect on the moves, take your time. And last but not least, actually it's the most important one, is to be super cool. Be cool with yourself, be kind with yourself. If you don't get it right, don't stress. You can just get up and do it again. We're going to start in a seated posture, so make sure you're nice and comfortable. And just bringing the breath in through the nose and out the nose. You want to try and get that heart rate down if you've been beasting it out with your squats and your deadlifts. I hope you have been. You can stay in this posture longer if you want, otherwise we can move on and just move into a tabletop. Start to sway the hips from side to side. This should feel really good in your lower back and in your hips and glutes. We're going to start moving through our cats and cows. Exhale, tucking the chin into the chest. Inhale, taking the chin up as well as the hips. So you want to feel like you're rippling through that spine. Thinking about creating space between the vertebrae and moving through each posture gently. Really just want to look after that back. And then we're just going to sink ourselves into a wide child's pose. So take the hips back towards the heels. Knees are wide to the outer edges of the mat. Big toes are touching. Hands are stretched forward, palms are flat on the mat. And head is relaxed on the floor. Deep breaths in. Coming back into your tabletop, we're just going to take the right toes to the back of the mat. And just pressing into the palms, get that heel to move up and down, stretching into the calf muscles. And then from here, we're going to lift the right foot up into an extended tabletop. So you can hold it here. Otherwise, you can reach over for those right toes. Opening up into that left shoulder. Keep both hips facing forward. This is a really, really good stretch for the quads. And then we're going to exhale. Bring the right foot to the front in a low lunge. Inhale, taking the hands up towards the ceiling. Stretch out through that core. Exhale, take the hands down on the inside of the right foot. This is just going into a nice basic lizard. Keep those hips facing forward. You should feel quite relaxed in this posture. Then take your gaze over towards your left foot and start to bring it in towards the glute. We're going to try and bring those shoulders forward. So you almost want to feel like you're trying to stack the shoulders on top of the hips. Take a deep breath in over here. Exhale to release that left foot. And then we're just going to start to inch our hips towards the left heel. And then lengthen out underneath that right knee. So nice deep breaths. As you exhale, start to release the torso forward. Keep those right toes flexed. This just intensifies the stretch in the calf muscle and in the hamstring. We're going to bring the weight back into the right foot. Tuck those left toes under. Take the right foot all the way back into a plank and then just move through a nice basic vinyasa with the knees down. Inhale into a cobra. And exhale, we're going to come back into that child's pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Coming back into your tabletop, take the left toes back this time and just stretching out into the left calf muscle. This should also feel quite good in the Achilles too. And in the toes. Inhale to take that left leg up, extend the right arm, and then reach over for those left toes, opening up into the right shoulder, hips facing forward. Exhale, bringing that left foot, toes under nose. Inhale, taking the hands up into a nice low lunge, stretching out into the core. And then just dropping the hands on the inside of that left foot, trying to keep those hips facing forward at the same time. We're going to reach over for those right toes, starting to draw that heel in towards the glute, squaring off those shoulders. And then gently bring that right foot back. We're going to start to bring the hips back towards the right heel, open up into that left leg, into the left knee, flexing out those toes. And just going as far as you can. Perhaps you're feeling a bit tight in those hamstrings, so just take it easy on yourself. Bringing the weight back into the left foot, tuck those right toes under, come back into your plank, and then move through a vinyasa. You can keep it basic, or you can do what I'm doing, which is the chaturanga. And then we're going to exhale, come into a downward dog. So just take your time in this downward dog. Take good deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And you can pump those heels if you want an extra stretch into the backs of the knees and the calf muscles. We're going to inhale, bring the right leg up and just pop that hip open. And then bring the knee in towards the chin. Inhale, bring the right leg back up towards the ceiling. Pop that hip open. This is called a split dog. Inhale, bring the leg back up to the ceiling. Pop that hip open into your split dog. Bring the right knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, bring it up towards the ceiling. Pop that hip open. And we're going to bring our knee underneath the right wrist, and the foot is going to sit across towards the left hip in our pigeon pose. So if you find this quite difficult, then you can just have a look at the alternative that I've popped up onto the screen. And then you can just walk the hands forward. And make sure that those shoulders are relaxed, so you're not hunching the shoulders. The elbows are wide. And the forehead is relaxed on top of those hands. And just feel that beautiful release in the glutes. And really try to relax in this position here. And start to bring the hands back up towards the knees. Tuck those left toes under. We're going to shoot that right leg straight up towards the ceiling and then bring it back down into your downward dog. So give that head a good shake, yes and no. Relaxing into the neck. Inhale, bring the left leg up. Pop that hip open, heel to butt cheek. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the center. Inhale, bring the leg back up towards the ceiling. Pop the hip open. Bring the knee in towards the right elbow. Inhale, bring the leg back up towards the ceiling. We just want to keep moving here. It's really good to keep the muscles from blood pooling. We want to prevent blood pooling in those muscles. And then bring that knee underneath the left wrist and that foot across the belly. Hips are straight, and you can do what I'm doing over here. Otherwise, stay in that basic pigeon. This is just really good to get into the lower back and into the shoulders. And then we're just going to relax in our pigeon, well, sleeping swan, actually. We can all be sleeping swans together. Otherwise, you can do the alternative posture that I have on the side as well. Just relax and breathe. Tucking those right toes under, shoot that left leg up towards the ceiling. Back into your downward dog. And just moving through a vinyasa. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale, coming back into your child's pose. Rest here. You can come into this posture anytime you want to, even if I'm not doing it. And then we're just going to get into a nice extension into the hip flexors. So bring those knees forward and then take the hands behind your toes into our spidey fingers and stretch the hips up towards the ceiling. And then coming back down, we're going to bring those feet in front of us in our diamond pose. Slide the hands underneath the calf muscles and grab hold of the tops of the feet. And then just gently pull the torso forward towards the feet. Should be really nice for the inner thighs if you've been working that muscle group too. Going to slide the hips forward 3/4 of the way. Bring the knees into the chest. You should be completely relaxed over here. We're going to move into a happy baby, taking the hands in between the knees and then grabbing hold of the outer edges of the feet. Drop the knees towards the towards the armpits, even better. And you should feel quite relaxed over here. If it helps, just a proper book underneath the head. If you feel that you're hyperextending into the chin and into the neck area. You can take an extra stretch into the backs of the knees over here if you'd like. And then slowly bring those knees back into the chest. And just drop them over to the left-hand side of the body and take your gaze over your right shoulder. Both shoulders are still on the floor. Inhale, bring the knees back into the chest. And over to the right-hand side of your body and just take your gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, bring the knees back into the chest. And here comes everybody's favorite part. We're going to move into our Shavasana, into our corpse pose. And you really just want to feel completely relaxed here. Allow the feet to prop open in the natural shape of your hips. Palms are facing upwards to open up into the collarbone and your neck is relaxed. And just breathe. Stay here for as long as you want. Thanks everyone for watching. Please feel free to comment, share and subscribe, and see you soon.